Hello, everyone. It is your girl, boss lady Lexi, coming in with a Sunday morning video. I know that it's dark. Um, I am underneath the covers. Just gonna ramble and talk to whomever is on here. My anxiety is just out of control. And when I say out of control, it is out of control. But I ask that you thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that notification bell to be notified, share this video, and leave a positive comment. We are on the road to 2,500K. I still have the package sitting at the door to be packaged up and sent to the owner of that pallet. But hey, Joshua, I'm just here rambling about so much stuff that has just been going through my mind. And what's been going through my mind is, how did I title this while I was just sitting here thinking? Because I've been up for the longest time, you all. I went to sleep and then I woke up and I just couldn't get it together, okay? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to front. I'm just going to keep it real. I could not get it together. I couldn't stay focused in my sleep. I had to take some of my anxiety medication, which is hydroxyzine. And when that didn't work, I had to take my Effexa to try to calm and bring myself back to some sort of normalcy of being human again. Because when your anxiety just takes over your body, oh my gosh, it is so terrible. And the things that, I've been going throughout this last past couple of weeks with school and exams and, you know, I just it just took a toll on me, I guess. And just seeing all of the foolishness and the mayhem that's going on the news and in social media, it is really awful and sad. We are really living in a sad state. And I just think, I guess I just live in my own little fairy tale, my own little fantasy world of, hey, Joanna, Bocoria Italiana. Hey, Marcus, good morning. Thank you, too, for thumbsing up the video. I really appreciate it. Y'all, my eyes is closed because I'm trying to concentrate on what I want to say. I've just been thinking, so much about these dreams I've been having. And I hope that maybe somebody can leave in the comment section about these dreams because they are the worst dreams ever. It's like being back in my childhood where my parents are just whipping my behind. I'm just being beat left and right. And it is annoying to me, to wake up and be in distress about why is this happening? Why am I having these dreams? Why does it just stay in the past? And I don't have any answers for it. They just come. And then I think about, how people that don't know you, and how they can just walk up to you and tell you things about your life, how things are going to change and, for the better and blase, blase, blah. And it's been a year or going on 2 years and, it hasn't come to pass, like people say that it's going to come to pass. Yes, I do suffer from anxiety, Joanna. And it's just so much, and your brain just takes on this overload of, the why ifs and the ands and the buts and the does and the dotting of the T's and the crossing of the I's, and you don't know what to do, because I know I certainly don't know what to do. I just sit there and say to myself, do you believe now, the things that people are telling you? Do you not believe? Um, it's just like, I don't know. I really don't know. Joanna, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for the support, because it is so much well appreciated. I just thank you so, 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 so much. I just sit here and think to myself, you know, why? Just why? Why do these things happen to me? I wonder, do they happen to other people? And I try to, fight it with myself, and you know, it's just so hard, when you just one person, and this is my struggle, y'all. This is my absolute struggle. And, I may give out inspirational quotes and, inspirational things to help, other people. But when it comes down to reality, anxiety is terrible, Joanna. It is really, really terrible. And it makes me feel like now I should be asleep just like everybody else. But I'm not asleep. I'm just here underneath the covers, trying to deal with it. And it is just so sad. And, then when you hear about all of the stuff that's going on in the world, that just adds more and more to your problem, because you now sitting here trying to analyze, why is this stuff happening in the world? Why does somebody even have the nerve, the audacity, the humiliative gall to go to a mosque and shoot up the place? When she gets shy and nervous, she laughs, is the part of the anxiety too. I do that sometimes too. And believe it or not, I am a very shy person in person. I can sit behind this camera and, talk to you all just like how I'm talking now, being open and transparent. But when it comes to in life, meeting people, meeting YouTubers and things like that, I am very, very quiet. I'm watching and I'm learning, and I have to figure out, when is it my turn to speak? What do I say? It's that type of thing, because and I believe it's more of a trust issue. But I do believe that when I was in Houston, I connected with a sister, and I just love her so much. And I knew right then and there that God wanted me to open up with her and talk with her. Yeah, she did that when she met me in person. She got so nervous. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm very nervous when I meet new people. Um, I don't know why, because you just can't. Joanna, I'm a shy person too. I just don't trust. I just don't trust people. Um, People will say one thing and it be, something totally different. And I just think that it's really, really, let me give a little bubbles or something here. It's really, really, um, I guess I can say ironic that, that this kind of stuff happens. But I don't know. I'm just more of a person that just sits on the sidelines, because you don't know if you're going to be accepted. You don't know if people are going to look at you, or people are judging you, or everybody's story isn't your story. I'm looking at people's videos, and while I'm watching people's videos, I see the hateful and mean and nasty comments, that people are leaving, and I just feel so bad, and it just eats at me, and it just, takes me to a whole new level of why can't people be so supportive and be encouraging to certain people. Why just because a person say that they're on a weight loss journey, or they're on a healthy journey, and they may eat a piece of candy, or they may eat a certain food, and people just chastise them and they humiliate them, you know, and it makes me wonder, is it just because people are behind a computer and they can just type these things? I just think about those things. I think about people whose lives, to me, these are just my thoughts and my opinions that are running through my head through my anxiety. People who are well to do, people who are rich, um, do they even have a care in the world? Are they really, really happy? Does money really make you happy, that you can just go to, let's just say, a website, and you see something that's $3,000, and they're able to just purchase it, but you go to the website and you just look at it and you're like, oh, I'll just put this in my wish list. It just makes you wonder, does money really make people happy? Does it? Or does it make them miserable? Does it make them bitter? Does it make them evil? These are the type of things that go through my mind when I'm going through my anxieties, because it's just like they all just come, to my mind, and I just think on them, and I try not to dwell on it, but I just be trying to just get through the anxiety. I just try. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go live and I'm just going to talk, and hopefully my little bosses will be here to not judge me, but have some empathy for me if they know what I'm talking about or what I'm going through, because you just don't know. Do you believe everything that's out here in the YouTube world? Because I mean, my heart was so broken and it was torn into a million pieces when I've learned of several YouTubers who've been lying. They've been putting on the front for years and years and years. And, now they're being exposed. And, it's coming to the light, to the forefront of, you know, everything that you see is not real. It just, oh my goodness, y'all. It just blows my mind. It just takes me away. You ever hear that saying? I don't know, you probably heard that cliche, Calgon, take me away. That's how I be feeling sometimes, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, why do you deceive people? For the love of money is the root to all evil. Is the money that great? Is the money that powerful? Is the money that, what's the word I want to use? That, I don't know. But is the money that needed in your life, that you would have to lie, and then when your children, when they see this and they're like, oh my gosh, you actually did this or you actually did that. Is it really, really necessary, for that to even happen? That's just people or something. Yes, people are so hateful to people and to other people. Yes, they are. And it just, hey, Metro Sonic, happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Life is very scared, Metro Sonic. I'm just sitting here, just going through one of my anxiety attacks, and the best thing I can do now is just, talk my way through it, and to come out of it and calm down, and, you know come back to earth. And maybe my brain is just overcrowded with all of the stuff that I've been seeing, things I've been hearing, and it just can't hold anymore. It just makes me wonder. Good morning, Big Red's Eating Show. How are you? Big Reds, I'm just going through anxiety. One of my anxiety attacks has just come up, and I guess, like I just said, it's just probably with all of the stuff just circulating through my head with school and things that are just going on with in the world. I'm not even going to say per se just the YouTube world, but I'm just going to say in the world itself. Going through dreams, of my past, my childhood. Um, I don't know when will these dreams ever stop. You know, and the dreams are like so real, understandable. I've been free of anxiety. I have been free of anxiety. Well, been for a while. Meditation and things like that have returned in my favor. Slowly but surely, things will get better. Yes, I do believe that Metrosonic, because I do a lot of meditation. I do a lot of praying, but it's just like when 9/11 came, I remember I was pregnant with Alexis. And I remember not being able to grasp and get myself together because of, just constantly just hearing on the news about the airplanes just hitting the buildings and all those people dying and things like that. And then yesterday or the day before, I hear that there was a mass shooting in New Zealand. Matter of fact, I was up, going through an anxiety attack, but I just dealt with it and took some medication and just laid in the bed, where I have been in the bed. I had every ounce of anticipation of going out on Saturday. I wanted to go on Friday because that's when I had the strength and the mindset to go, but my daughter was like, no, let's go tomorrow. Well, tomorrow came, which was yesterday, and I didn't even go. I did not get dressed to go out. I was here in the house, and what I did was I took my pain medication and went to sleep. And I said, well, you know what? Well, I didn't even go to sleep. I just laid here. When I have anxiety attacks, I exercise or go for a walk to release something. You know what? That's a good idea of something that I should be doing, Big Reds, but I decided to just lay here in the bed because I didn't feel like putting on any. Well, first I would have to shower. Um, and I didn't feel like putting on any clothes to even vlog a workout, because I really wanted to go out on Friday, but I didn't go out on Friday. And it's the fact that I don't have a car. I mean, I used to have one, but it just got totaled because someone hit my daughter. So now I have to wait until she gets her settlement money to use a portion of whatever she's going to give me to go and get another car. Then I was thinking about my YouTube channel, how I really want. I mean, it's something how your wants can really outweigh your needs, because I'm sitting here trying to figure out how can I, first of all, get my teeth done. How can I get that done? Then my second thing is, how can I get a nice camera so that I can put out better quality content? Then my third thing is, how can I get the money to get the Mac computer that I want? Being a spoiled person, which I have spoiled myself, because growing up, I didn't have. And mainly when people don't have as a child, when they get older, they say that they're going to do better so that they would never ever have to want for anything. But I will sacrifice my needs and my wants for my kids and my grandson, because that's just how I am. My heart will bleed for somebody else before it will even bleed for my own self. And I'm not sure if you all understand what I'm saying, but that's just how it is. I just don't know. I just like to help other people. And I don't know how I got that way of wanting to help other people so much that I don't even help myself. But it sometimes become, y'all, I'm getting a mint. It sometimes become annoying to me because I feel like for the hell that I've been through, I shouldn't be in this predicament that I'm in of always wanting to help other people. The most anxiety I've had was when I'm still working with my last supervisor, finally employer 2013. I'm glad I'm out of there since I retired 2 years ago. I know that's right. That's where my stress started from, working at a job. Um, and, it's almost like in my mind, when you're not in a happy place, um, anxiety seems to kick in. Also, I knew that I had to let certain people go in my life in order for me to be set free of certain things. Prayers to your daughters. Thank you so much, Spectral Sonic. I just had to let a lot of people go out of my life that didn't mean me any good. And, it's crazy. But how do you feel bad about letting bad people go out of your life? I mean, I literally was upset that I had to let these people go. But when you realize that those people didn't mean you any good, and you need to, you'll meet new people. God is going to bring new people into your life that are going to help you to, keep you encouraged and keep uplifting you, when you're down. And that's where I look to YouTube from. I get most 99% of the time, I get most of my encouragement from you all, my little bosses, versus going to Facebook or going to Instagram or going to Twitter. I get so much support from you all, and I don't even know you all. I know some of you because I met them through meet and greets, but when it comes down to it, I don't know you all, just like you all don't know me. Some of you all could say, oh, she's lying through her teeth. She's just doing this for attention. But I can truly say, with my hand raised to God, that is not what I am, and that's not who I am. I am not a seeker, because I've never been that way. I've always been a loner. Always been a loner. I've always, stayed to myself, um, because I've been bullied, I've been tortured, I've just been through so much, and when you could actually share your deepest hurtful things that you've done to yourself publicly with someone from YouTube, that to me that shows encouragement, and it shows perseverance. It shows that you are growing, because some things you just wouldn't tell anybody. And I think that I've even shared it on my page in one of my story times about how I just didn't feel self worth or worthy of my own self. I didn't take a bath. Um, I don't even know how long that phase lasts because I know it was a very long time. A very long time. I know it was um roughly in my I think I started this at like 18 or around 17, I would think, or maybe 16, somewhere in that range of never taking a bath because I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved. I didn't get any attention. Um, Now, not doing that, I did seek attention, and it was bad attention. It was negative attention, where people didn't want to be around me. People said I smelled. People would open the window on the bus. People would move from sitting next to me. Oh, I remember all of that. And it was all because I didn't feel self love, and it's so hard. I'm gonna tell you all. Hey, Morgan, how are you? Um, it is so hard growing up in a foster home. It is the hardest thing in the world. Even though I am now 52 years old, I still struggle with it. Hey, HHG, I really appreciate you being honest and so real. I understand that you are going through because I've had anxiety off and on for years, so I can relate so much to what you're sharing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Because it's so hard and people don't understand. That's why I believe in my heart of hearts that God put me on this platform for a reason. Because my stories are going to help somebody. They are going to help somebody. I'm holding on, Morgan, and I understand. It's going to help somebody because somebody is going through this same exact thing, you know, and being abused. Oh my God. And to still have dreams about it. I mean, dreams. Like the other day, I had a dream. If it wasn't, I believe it was last night. I had a dream that my favorite aunt, growing up, was in a dream, and she also was trying to say that she tried to save me, but she couldn't. Then I had a sister that I just recently talked to recently, and she also said the same thing about, she actually apologized on behalf of my parents for them abusing me like that and mistreating me. And I just don't quite understand how anybody could mistreat any child on the face of this earth, because children are a blessing. And it's just like parents who give their child away. I know you are an inspiration to many and are following your heart, and you're doing what God has led you to do. Thank you so much, Aaron. It is so hard to deal with, knowing that the love isn't there, the acceptance isn't there. It's just so hard. It is very, very, very hard. And to just keep pressing on and pressing on and pressing on and pressing and going on and going on every day, despite of how you feel. It's tough. It's really, really tough. And the only thing I have to hold on to, and I've been saying this since day one, is God. God is the author and finisher of our faith. And I just keep holding on and holding on and pressing on and pressing on, to his every word. I sing a lot of his songs. I meditate throughout the day, and I'm constantly singing and humming and just doing whatever I can to keep my head above the ground from not drowning in my sorrow. I've been for a lot when I've had. It's just so hard, Metrosonic. And for anybody else that is that are out there dealing with this, and I look at it as it's mainly foster kids who go through this. And that's why I did my paper on foster kids and in the foster care system, because it is so hard. I've been through a lot when I had amnesia. Oh, wow, I've never had amnesia. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Because sometimes my kids would talk about things and they were like, well, Ma, do you remember this? And I'm like, nope, I have no recollection. I remember looking at a picture of a child, and I had to ask my daughter, who was this child? And when she told me it was Alexis, I was like, really? She looked like that at some point in time in my life? Now, that's really sad. I felt bad, that I didn't know that was her, because there was a point, like I said, there was so many blackouts that I was trying to just block so many things. And oh my gosh, I wouldn't want anybody to ever walk in my shoes. I would never, ever, 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 ever want anybody to walk in my shoes, because these shoes were meant for me. These shoes were meant for me. Joanna, thank you so much, and I hope that you have a great day. My son says, what happens when we find out his girlfriend's dad's been sexually abusing her and telling her if she ever says a word, he would just taste. See, this is just a taste of what you've been coming, and giving her black eyes. Oh no, she needs to tell someone. She should never live in silence. Never ever live in silence. She needs to go and tell someone. And if you all know that this child is being sexually assaulted by her dad, you all need to go and tell somebody today, not tomorrow. This very second, Aaron, you all need to go and tell someone, because this child does not need to go through this at all. My son is 16 years. His best friend called him yesterday in tears, saying that his girlfriend was sent to a group home. I'm glad she's in a group home, but he needs to be held accountable. He needs to be in jail. He needs to be in jail. Now, that's one thing I can say, is that I was never sexually assaulted by my parents, but I was physically and emotionally scarred. Bruises. If I could even tell y'all some of the harsh things that these people said to me and about me, praise the Lord. He should have been arrested. He should have been arrested. And he needs to stay there. He needs to stay there. And I thank God for whomever called on him. I praise God for them. Hey, KC Detox Diva, how are you? Happy belated birthday, Aaron. And happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody that's here in the live stream. It is so awful. And children, like I said, they're so vulnerable and they're so innocent. You know, why prey on a child? Why? Why prey on a child? Why? I mean, that is absolutely awful. All right, Marquise. Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's just and this video may not be for everybody. Um, it may not be for everybody. So, and I would definitely understand, that it's not for everybody. So, if it's not for you, um, I don't mind if you click off and, go your way, because it just seems like to me this video is more or less for people who are hurting, to encourage them, for people who have anxiety, you know, to come together to help one another to overcome or get through that anxiety. My birthday was okay. My dad's in the hospital again. So kind of crazy. Oh, Aaron, I'm so sorry your dad's in the hospital. I'll keep him in my prayers, for healing. It's just so sad. You know, it just really is that, many people that go through, I believe, that goes through many things of anxiety and panic attacks and depression and being oppressed and all types of things is because of their childhood. And it's just so sad. I didn't ask for this. I truly, I didn't. I didn't ask to be mistreated. I didn't ask, for those beatings. I didn't ask to be rejected at birth. It just seems like I went from one bad situation to a worse situation, and to know that love is out there in the universe somewhere. I'm like, whew. I'm so happy when people say that they have loving parents. I've seen it beforehand that, parents do love their children. Some parents do love their children. And I've seen it even until today. But for parents to not love a child for whatever reason, or to mistreat a child for whatever reason, it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable because it scars the child for life. For life, it scars the child. And I just don't understand why they do it. Um, I can't even understand who would want to mentally abuse a child, physically abuse a child, sexually abuse a child. I don't know if I said emotional abuse. I don't understand why they would even do that. Why would you treat a child the way I was treated when the state gave you money, to buy me clothes, but yet I didn't get any money to get me the things that I needed? Not what I wanted, but what I needed. And I didn't barely get that. It's just really, really sad. And that's why I live today, you know, making sure that my children have what they need and 50% of what they want. I may not can't give them 100%, but I sure enough strive hard to do it. And like again, I said I would cheat myself, just like I just cheat myself, But I live in this high fantasy world of things that I would love to have, these luxury things. And people don't understand, because when you grow up poor, I think I was watching a video of how somebody was just always going out buying things and buying things and buying things. And the things that they were buying was extravagant things, rich things, fancy things. And they even said in their video, that this is their life and this is how they like to live. They couldn't see themselves living poor. And when they used that keyword poor, it really hit me really hard, because I was like, hey, Crystal, how are you? I'm just having going through one of my little panic modes episodes, but I'm just talking it through, and this video may help somebody because I believe that's what God would want, and I'm just talking. It's certain keywords that trigger me, and poor was when she said that. It just made me think of how I grew up poor, and how I always told myself, when I get older and I get bigger and I be an adult, I'm going to live differently. I'm going to live like the rich people live. That's just how I want to live. And I've taught myself that. And for example, like whenever I see things, I always talk about this. Whenever I see things on sale, because I keep like a little mental note of everything that I want, but I just can't pay regular price for it because I just feel like that's too much money. But I feel like I can get it when it goes on sale, or when I have a coupon, because that's a savings that can go to something, towards something else, that I like, or that I want, or that I need, or what my children want, or what they will need. So I've now, just within these last past months, I've been saving and seeing things on sale that's really fancy and nice, and I can't wait to use them and utilize them, um, so that I can feel some sort of normalcy in this world. Because right now, I really don't feel like I'm a part of the world. I really don't, because it just seems like everybody is so happy and and happy go lucky, and they have friends, and they have people they can call. Child, my phone barely rings. It barely rings. And when it does ring, the one person that I'm always happy to hear from, when my phone rings or I get a text message from, well, there's two people. And that's my best friend on here, It's My Life, and Shamita Williams. I am so excited when they reach out to me, and I feel like I reach out to a lot of people, and when I reach out to them and I don't get a response, it just makes me, that rejection, it really hits in like, dang, I was just, trying to, say ABCD, or EFG, or HIJKLMNOP. I'm using the alphabets as if I'm saying conversational wise. And, when I don't get, that response back, even a day or 2 days, or maybe never, I'm like, oh, dang. And it just makes me feel sad, because I'm like, well, why did you give me your number if you're not going to respond back? You know, I read that you've not given it to me at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's just hard, to build friends, to build friendships, or to to make bonds, because that trust, that's one thing that is very hard for me, and that is to trust somebody. And if I feel like I trust you, then I can open up to you, and I can be as real with you as I can be. But if I don't trust you, it's like, something's not right here. Um, it's just like people, when it comes down to collabing with people, in my mind, I'm like, do I really want to collab with, you know, certain people, or do I even want to meet certain people? Yeah, it's hard to make friends as an adult. I pray for you at church today. Thank you so much, Crystal, because I will not be able to attend church today because I don't have a car. Boss lady, I can relate so much to feeling rejected. Yes, HHJJ, let me tell you. Let me breathe out. Being rejected hurts me more than anything I could actually say. I think I would take on all of the beatings that I took, all of the mean things that people have done to me, um, all of the slaps, the kicks, the beatings with switches. Um, I would take on all of that if it meant I would be accepted by people. And I know some people may sit back and say, wow, that's deep. And that is because when you've been rejected so many times by so many people, you just don't know. Why am I being rejected? What have I done in this lifetime to be rejected by people? It's a tough world out here. And now I'm living my life for me. I'm living my life like it's golden. Um, what's the song that I keep telling myself? I always keep forgetting the song, but the song may come to me. I will catch you later. I'm going to bed. Sleep well. And thank you so much for coming in, Metro Sonic. I really appreciate all of your input. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. Get some good sleep, and I hope you have a great St. Patrick's Day. Um, well, whatever the song is, it'll come to me. But that's what I'm doing. I have to now live my life like it's golden. If I have to have materialistic things to really, really make me feel like I'm happy, then that's what I'm going to do. Because I can't sit around and wait for people to accept me for who I am. And it's not that I'm worshiping. I don't want anyone to think that I am worshiping these things, because I would never worship things or people. I worship a God who is the Almighty, the ultimate one. That's who I serve. A God who's never forsaken me. He's never left me. He's been there for me from May 8th, 1966, all the way up until the present. He's always been there. But, in life, you know, in the natural realm, because see, that's the spiritual realm. But in the natural realm, you know, God has placed people on this earth to connect. And when you can't connect to certain people, places, and things, it becomes hurtful. Can you just imagine? It's just like a good example. Say you're going to the club. So much of what you've shared, we have so much in common. I have tears in my eyes because I get so much of what you're saying. Oh, see, that's why I say God knows. God knows, and He knows just when things are supposed to happen. So this conversation that I am having right now, it is supposed to happen. And it is supposed to happen this way. But can you imagine? I've had this happen so many times, you all. I go to a club with my friends, and, everybody dances with the smaller and the pretty girls. But nobody dances with the fat and the ugly girl. Oh, nobody. You're just not even looked upon. And I just think that that is so sad because it's like, and I have to say it this way, but it's not meant this way. Because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I struggle with beauty every single day. But why are the ugly people or the fat people or the slow people or the people who have Down syndrome or the people who have multiple sclerosis or the people who have lupus or these are people who have labels. Why are these people not being looked at as being beautiful, as being accepted in the world? And I just think that it is so sad that this world is so judgmental. Now, I do understand that, people have a preference, and it's okay for you to have a preference. But when your preference outweighs to look bad upon someone, or you use it to, look at someone as evil and nasty and vicious and malicious and whatever other evil type of word there is out there, then that's where it becomes a problem. Where you can't even say hello to a person because they are not of your caliber. I just think that that is so sad. And I've gone home many a days and cry, or I'll be in my car crying because nobody took the time to look at me and say, oh, she's pretty, or oh, she's cute. Um, these are just things that just bother me and just frustrates me and just burns me up because, and I think that's why I have nice clothes now. I have beautiful clothes now. And I should be able to go in that closet and grab something and put on some accessories and put on some jewelry, put on some makeup, and go head on out into these streets and live. But no, I will put those clothes on and sit in front of a backdrop, in front of a camera, and I'll talk to you all. And when I'm done talking with you all, I'll take those clothes off and hang them back up in the closet and get in my bed. That is my life, you all. I lie to you not. I play with Little Nugget again like I was supposed to go out Friday. I had my mind set on it, but it didn't seem to work out that way. And it's like with me, if I set my mind to what has to transpire for that day, I can't look for that next day or 2 days from now because my mindset is on, this particular day. I've just set it that way, and it has to happen that way. But if it doesn't happen that way, then I'm stuck because I'm like, I can't do it another day because my mindset isn't there. My mindset isn't going to take me to Sunday. My mindset is only taking me to Friday because that's what I told myself. I prepared myself for Friday, all through the week that this is going to happen. And when didn't happen, oh well. And today is Saturday. Well, today is Sunday, but yesterday was Saturday. And I just couldn't get it together. I couldn't because my mindset was stuck on Friday. So, that's how I live, and granted that I don't have a car, like I said before, but I know that I will. And then with moving, I just don't understand y'all this lifestyle, but I believe that everything happens for a reason because God knows everything. God knows everything. And I just found another place where I want to move. Well, I thought I wanted to move there. And the reason why I chose this place, because I was asking the lady, she was answering yes to every question that I had. And I hadn't heard yes and that many yeses in a long time. So I was like, okay, y'all, they have an elevator. And I just asked out of the clear blue, did they have an elevator? And she said yes. And I was like, okay, Lord, you know that I need an elevator. So I'm trusting and believing that this is going to be the place for me because where I wanted to move at, the people gave the house to somebody in their family because they had a family emergency, but they really wanted to give the house to me. But blood is thicker than water, so they really had to go with their family. Um, but in the meanwhile, I'm glad that it did happen that way because um, when I found out some information about moving to that part of Virginia, I didn't like it. So, but I'm just grateful, and I was just being humble and keep praying to God. And, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that this place is going to say yes. I'm going to do the application fee, and the application fee is expensive, y'all. The application fee is $50 per person, so that's $50 for me, $50 for Shamira. Then you have to pay for your cars to park. Well, I don't have a car right now. Um, so, but if I did have a car, I'd have to pay $40 a month to park. And I'm like, then you have to pay, um, it's crazy. She was explaining to me that you have to pay a $500 move-in fee that you don't get back. And I was trying to ask her, could you please explain to me, because I don't understand why I'm giving y'all $500 to prepare an apartment that you should already prepare for somebody to move in. I just thought that was crazy. And she was like, no, that's for us painting the walls and blah, blah, blah. So I said, oh, so when you move out of the place, does that mean I don't have to do anything? And she was like, oh, yes, you still have to prepare the place for the next person to move in. I said, so if I'm preparing for the next person to move in, but yet you're still charging that next person $500, then why are you charging them $500 to move in if I, did everything that I was supposed to do to get my security deposit back? But then the security deposit is only $250. Now that's where I was like, okay, $250. I was like, well, why is it $250? That just doesn't make sense to me. But then I guess with all of these unnecessary and hidden fees that they have, hey, Nicholas, happy Sunday to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Good morning. With all of these fees, I was like, well, maybe that transpires into the security deposit that you're not paying, but I don't know. But it was just crazy to me. So, I just took today and, just marinated on that. And I was like, okay, well, that may be why, another reason why you are up. Because generally when a person takes medication and it says may cause drowsiness and blah, 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 you're going to go to sleep. But oh no, y'all, not I. My brain just would not shut down um, to allow me to go to sleep. So I just said, well, since my brain won't shut down, I might as well go live. And, talk about my feelings and express how my anxiety is, and just open up, because you just don't know who's gonna know. Yes, God does know, and I have to keep reminding myself that every day that He is in control. Yes, HHJJ. Yes, He is. Yes, He is. And I also have to remind myself that. And I also have to tell myself that the God that I serve is an on time God. He is an on time God. And I just thank God so much because He is just a wonderful God. He makes a way out of no way. He makes a way out of no way. And that's one thing that people have to understand. It's just like people who who cry. Literally. They cry and they complain that they're, and I don't want to say this to be in a bad way, but they cry and complain about their YouTube channel not being what they expected it to be. And you know what I say to that? I say to that is, you know, you can only put into your channel what you can put in. You can't make people come to your channel every day. You can't make people want to watch your videos. Now, if your videos are interesting and your content is on point, then people are going to watch. But people are definitely going to watch if they can understand your channel. And I just am learning that, within myself, that, Rome wasn't built overnight. I feel, if I was, since I'm talking about it, I feel like my channel is doing wonderful. Could it be better? Yes. Will it get better? Yes. And I just thank God, that I've been listening to people and watching people, and the things that are needed for me to get there, I'm going to get those things. And the things that I want in life, I'm going to get those things. Now, it may not happen today, and it may not happen tomorrow, but I know that it's going to happen because I have so much faith and trust within myself and the Lord Jesus Christ, who is the author and finisher of my faith. And I just know that all things work together to the good to them that love the Lord. I also know that greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. So, I just keep telling myself positive affirmations, that it's going to happen, one step at a time, one step at a time. And, you may not get everything in the order and what you want them, but you can obtain these things one step at a time. Get one thing here, learn how to, maneuver and work that through, save your little coins up, and bam, you'll be able to get the next thing. Save your little coins up, you'll be able to get the third thing. Save your little coins up, you'll be able to get the fourth thing. You have to save in order to get to the things that you want in life, because the things in life are not free. They're not free at all. I don't get upset. I don't get mad. I rejoice when I see people excelling in life. I rejoice when I see people elevating. You know why? Because when you are happy for others, happiness comes to you. I do believe that. And I look at some people and I'm like, wow. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I just get so excited. And I get excited for myself too. I don't want to sound like I'm not excited for myself, but sometimes I'm excited for myself. I just be so happy, that things are, going away. And sometimes bad things or things that you may feel like shouldn't be coming your way, like negative things that come your way, let those negative things come, because you can grow from those negative things, or those negative ideas or whatever. You can grow from them. The negative comments, you can grow from them, because they're going to make you stronger. The Bible says, let the weak say, I am strong. So you just got to tell yourself that I am strong, and I know that I am a warrior. I know that I am more than a conqueror. I know that this thing with anxiety, I know that I'm going to win. So, and you're going to win too. you know just surrender it all to God, and let God handle it. And that's what I'm learning to do now, is just give it all over to God, and let God handle it. And because he knows everything. He knows everything. We just have to put our faith and our trust in him, because he just knows. He knows, he knows, he knows, he knows, he knows. He knows everything. He is just a God that never forgets. Hey, Tamika Chaplin, how are you? Good morning to you. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Oh, I can hear my little nugget tugget over there. And if you take anything from this video, just as well as myself, it's just to continue to know that God is on the throne. He is on the throne. And it's nothing that thank you so much to make a chaplain. Thank you. He is on the throne, and he watches, and he was wounded for our transgressions. God was beaten on the cross. He was tortured by the people in the village. But through all of that, he died. But then he rose again on the third day. And when he rose, he took the keys back from the devil. And you know what? We are living today. All because he lives. And because he lives, we can too face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. Because I know, yes, I know he holds the future. And guess what? I know he holds my hand. So I just want to just leave this tidbit of encouragement to someone who is going through. If you don't have anyone that you can talk to, you can always email me. My email address is on my About page. And whatever we talk about, stays between us. We can laugh and cry and sing and do whatever it is that needs to be done to reach you. I can pray with you. And vice versa. Vice versa. Yeah, I was right when I said it that way. Just know that God is able to do more than what any man on this face of this earth could ever do. He is able. He is so able. Yes, God does know everything. Nothing I do means nothing is hidden from him. Amen, because he sees it all. You may think you've got away with it now. Just think about it. Every dark thing is coming to the light now. It is coming to the light now. Everything. I've been watching the news, how these people paid these people for their kids to go to college. They lied, paid all of this money, and it caught up with them. The sexual abuse, the giving people drugs, the people that, a lot of stuff just here on YouTube is coming to the light. Oh my gosh. It is coming to the light. It is coming to the surface. So you've got to be ever so careful. I'm telling you. Take heed to God's word. and know what you are doing and why you are doing it. You know, if you have art against your brother, the Bible tells you to go to them in love, to rectify that situation. And when you go to your brother or your sister in love, after you've gone to them and you said whatever to make your peace, you just wash your hands of it and you've done what you were supposed to do. And if they don't receive it, it's nothing you can do about it. You can pray for them. You can pray for them. But I'm going to get off here. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank you all for thumbsing up this video. I want to thank you all who are a part of the Little Bosses Squad. And if you're not a part of the Little Bosses Squad and you enjoy this moment that I was having of a sad situation that has now turned into a joyous situation, because I know that my God reigns. My God reigns, and He reigns forevermore. Yes, He reigns forevermore. I appreciate and I love you all equally. And I will be back on live later on today to get my workout in. I will be back live today to talk about some of my box openings. I have so many, so many, because I was in school and struggling with that. Still waiting on a grade, and I don't know why I'm still waiting, but I do know why. But I'm just believing God that whatever grade I get, that's what I deserved. You know, and I'll talk about that at another time. But I want to thank you all so much for just encouraging me, understanding me, listening to me, empathizing with me. I appreciate it. Amen. That's right. God can do anything through Christ that strengthens me. Yes. Amen. Amen. And amen. And as I'm closing out, there's a few people I just have to say that with you go into prayer to keep MZK baby in your prayers, keep the roommates in your prayers, keep Shamita in your prayers, keep Shireen Mary in your prayers. Let me see, who else is it? And anybody else. I'm just gonna say my whole YouTube family. Just keep them in your prayers. Lynn Watkins, keep her in your prayers. Keep Bethany from Be Love's Life in your prayers. She just underwent a surgery procedure. Let me see, whom else? Um, just keep these people in your prayers, and most definitely, keep me in your prayers, because I definitely need them. Um, and I'm just praying that if I have to take this class over, I will take it over again. I just don't know, and I'll just have to pay cash out of pocket to pay for it, and that class is going to be $500. Whew. That's an expense. Like I said, I'm trying to build my YouTube channel up, but we'll talk about that once that rabbit meets the road. Yes, thank you for your prayers. Thank you. I really appreciate it, because I'm definitely going to need all prayers, all prayers, all prayers. I worked hard this semester, very hard. But I thank you all, and you all have a wonderful day and have a blessed day in church.